Boeberg, yes,
Christiana.
and
Yes.
Christiana. Okay.
Yes.
Khomukabeki.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, then we'll take a short adjournment and my team will reconvene at 1 o'clock to proceed with other matters.
As please, Honorable Court.
The court adjourns.
All right.
Okay.
Listen, the heads of argument of the council is missing. It's not here. Those copies that you made, I don't see the heads of argument. You left it at the copy machine. But there's no copies or nothing. And I do the baby just waiting in my file. No, I don't see it there. And the council is looking there and I'm looking and you don't see it. You made a lot of mistakes here today. There's nothing I believe. And there's a missing page on page 3 is missing on there. So I think get some of this stuff. When I opened it now, because I was busy reading through my documentation, the council came to me and said, listen, where's my copies? And I said, look, I opened it and I found all the pages you left. And I looked through it, I found it. Not complete. This page is missing. This head is not at all. So we started with one. Sure.
Mina ngobonanga bamnikile ngithola waka Berinos. Ngizomnika khona. Angazi uzofunda kanjani kahle. Ubherino ngasunginikile wake so ufundile manje waka. Ngakhathela ujaji nayo wasiqala icase ngalesikhathi. Kuvele wapostpone to kusasa yena ngakhathele. Kuvele wathi kusasa. Ufikile uKenneth. Yeah, judge. Yeah, ngizojaji ukuthi uKenneth ngathi
The objection is overruled, and I will give that in my judgment.
As the court pleases.
I was telling somebody, do you know what's this Mvango?
No, my lord.
You know, but you would know Dallas.
Yes, now I remember.
I was telling somebody that I take very unkindly to be reflected as, you know, having as an episode of Mvango in my court. I've been on the screen and I don't like it. If they want to take other people's photos, they can, not me. I'm not a participant. I'm just only here to adjudicate. And if you become, you know, you come every day, then you it's not nice. Don't like it. They can take everybody, you know, but you know, you start to be boring. Anyway, let's proceed. People will say I'm censoring the press. In South Africa, you've got to be careful what you say and when you say it and how you say it. Let's proceed.
Court pleases. Colonel, before we continue with Exhibit E, yesterday at a point you were testifying about the belt that you saw of ammunition on accused to.
Yes, my lord.
And you also indicated that if you had the opportunity to go to the station, you could actually find the belt.
Yes, I did, my lord.
Did you bring the belt for us to court today?
Yes, I did.
All right, can you please show the belt to the court, please?
Yes, my lord. The bolt look like this one, my lord. Well, my lord, I say there is a pocket where
Yes.
you can load the rounds.
Can somebody take a, you know, snapshot of it so that we...
I'm going to hand it in as exhibit.
This one?
Yes, I would need to because I want to use ballistic experts as well to perhaps look at it.
Okay.
But I don't know, my lord, why book it? I book it at Deep Kloof.
Deep Kloof?
Yeah, they
Umatluvan. You know, in
Yeah,
township
pop.
language, you say Matluvan.
But they need it back. I don't know, my lord.
You know, so they need it back.
Colonel, may I just, but we will just make that arrangement. Colonel, tell me that belt, is it the same belt that he was wearing or is it a similar belt?
Similar one, just like this. Rare to get this back, my lord. And it's too expensive according to information.
In South Africa, you know, if you've got 1 million, you don't have money. We talk about billions.
And Colonel, the color, what was the difference? Was there a difference in color from the one that he was wearing?
My lord, I don't remember the color like I see yesterday.
What do they call it, that thing?
It's a belt that is holding a round for the shotgun. I don't have a real name exactly. my lord.
Njengoba sisho izolo thathe imali ukuze nenye efana naye ala iyafana
Let me look at it.
izantoni
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if the defense also wants to have a look.
Yes.
All right, Colonel, I'm going to request that it be handed up as exhibit, but we'll make the arrangements with the necessary authorities.
Oh, okay.
But if we can just hand it up as exhibit number 5, my lord, as exhibit before court. Yeah, I think the last exhibit was exhibit. I just want to make sure it was the flash drive, then it was that would be exhibit number 4. And the last one was.
Yes, we'll just have to check. Yes. We are going to knock off at 2:30. Please.
My lord, I'm sure if I put, I'm certain I can finish on time.
Yeah,
I'm
as
actually
soon as you
convinced.
finish with this witness, I'm tired.
I'm convinced I will.
Yes.
Gonna keep it straight to the.
And then when we, tomorrow then we can start with the cross-examination.
Now, Colonel, I want us to go to Exhibit E, and I'm not going to spend too much time on that exhibit. Now, if we go to the page, I said to you
Exhibit
yesterday
E,
it was
what is Exhibit E?
Exhibit E is the OB entries that we handed in.
Did you hand it in?
That's correct, my lord.
Oh,
And it was in fact already handed in during the 220 admissions.
the Exhibit E is the transcript.
Now, the occurrence book entries, my lord.
Exhibit E.
That's correct. Exhibit E, my lord.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Now, Colonel, if you look at Exhibit E, we look at, it's for the 26th of August 2020, that would be on page 37, my lord.
Twenty-seven.
20, yeah, page 37, my lord. That's all been numbered at the bottom.
Yes.
Colonel, that entry 2191, do you see it? Are you there?
Yes, it does.
Exhibit E, page 37, you see at the right bottom it's been marked, the numbered.
Not numbered.
Right, okay, on the 26th of August 2020, at the top, close to the end of the document.
Sorry, before you proceed, Dr. you were sorted out with the documentation that you needed.
Yes, my lord, I have them.
Okay, thank you.
Just that the page numbers do not seem to agree, but I'm aware.
No, I mean those of yesterday that you were.
Yes, this I was given yesterday.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
Good.
That on the 26th of August.
20. Now, if you look at entry 2191, do you see that entry?
Yes, my lord.
Whose signature is at that entry? Do you recognize that signature?
Yes, my lord.
And whose signature is it?
Accused number 2 signature.
Uyajonga xa ejonga ne-signature ela the entry ngeyakho.
And do you know that handwriting?
Yes, my lord.
The handwriting here,
Who does that belong to?
Accused number 2 handwriting.
number 2.
And what is the entry there? If you can read that entry.
Shotgun booked out. By Sergeant S.S. Njalvani with parcel number 71127406, book out shotgun serial number AM 16211.
And at what time did
No
he...
round. It was 1921.
Now, Colonel, you've already stated that you've worked for the police for 29 years.
Yes,
Who's the longest working officer at Eldorado Park? Who's been working the longest at Eldorado Park? Do you know?
What's the relevance of that?
I just want to...
difficult to say that.
But
Pero
it's,
ndala boy gimang, how ndala boy?
Uh,
Kung nalba ba ko fita?
too much.
But it's not you. You're not the one who's.
There is who got 30 something to 40. You can ask all the what you call.
But anyway, Colonel, in your 29 years of experience, which is it normal for a police officer to book out a shotgun without rounds?
No, my lord.
Up for more Wednesday, only 4 days. And Joma asked, what up of Kishin?
And why do you say this?
You have to book if you book the shotgun, my lord. You have to book with round because the purpose of booking it must go with the round. If you want to use it, how are you going to use it? Because it doesn't have rounds.
And Colonel, is there any risks for the police, for example, if an officer goes on duty with a firearm with no rounds? Are there any risks involved? For example, if a police officer going on duty with a firearm but it has no rounds, will it have any effect on his duties, for example?
I never see things like that. I know that when you have a firearm, you must have a rounds.
Now, I want to go and look at another example. If you go to the entry, the 9th of April 2020.
Ninth page.
It will be page 24. Wow, that's that.
9.
Yes.
The 9th of April.
Yes. Which entry is that?
Entry is 961. Now, go right at the
Just a
bottom.
minute. Yes.
Now, if you look at 961 at 1035, who signed that entry?
961.
That's right.
Sign the entry.
Yes, if you look at the next page, you will see. there's-
Accused number 2.
One number 2, Wednesday, 961.
You recognize the handwriting?
Yes, my lord.
And whose handwriting is that?
Accused number 2, handwriting.
Number 2.
You please read that entry to court.
Shooting report by Sergeant S.S. Nyalvani with parcel number 71-2749-6. Shoot 20 round by shotgun who were busy playing soccer. My lord, you can't see me. No, I won't do it. We're busy playing soccer. Young body or something like that. They're writing here. And but there was no injuries during the shooting.
So this would be a shooting report. And then just to get clarity, I want you to also go and look at 2 pages on entries 969.
969. Yeah, 969, yes.
Now, who made that entry? Who signed it?
Accused number 2.
And who's
Handwriting, accused number 2.
Can you please read that entry to court?
Shooting incident reported by Sergeant S.S. Njalvan with parcel number 7112749-6, group of boys playing soccer at Cumming Road. Shot was 25 fired rounds to shotgun. No one was injured.
All right. So we read the entry reads, I shot 25 rounds of shotgun, no one was injured. Now, Colonel, the reason I've asked you these questions, what was the at your office, what was the instruction about the use of firearms on people, for example, during the COVID-19 times? Otherwise, the use of shotguns on people during the COVID-19 operations.
Sorry, my lord, with due respect. Is there any stage, my lord, that the witness ever mentioned that during lockdown there were instructions issued? There is no such before court. I will submit that my learned colleague indeed is putting words to this witness.
Sorry, objection is?
About, because my learned colleague is asking what were the instructions during lockdown for shooting people. And this witness, at no stage he ever made mention of during lockdown there were instructions. So it is surprising as to where my learned colleague is getting that from.
Yes, Miss.
My lord, we know that the police work under the law, that whenever they act, there are always instructions. So I just want to find out from this witness what those instructions were. Perhaps I can rephrase and ask him, I would perhaps just rephrase the same question. Perhaps I can rephrase it.
Whether you rephrase it, I want him to respond.
Court, please.
But if you refrain, then it means you withdraw your...
No, it's not to withdraw, just to rephrase it, just so that...
No, but if you rephrase, it means you take out that form, you can put... Once you take it back, it doesn't mean you cannot reintroduce it. That's how I understand.
Just perhaps to save time, I will then withdraw it and just re-ask the question.
No, but I don't want to push anybody to make a concession where he doesn't want to. So he said objection is about that nobody has ever mentioned that there was a shooting instructions.
During lockdown.
So he says this with withdrawing the question.
I'm happy with that.
No.
Colonel, was there any instructions relating to the use of firearms or shotguns during the COVID-19 operations?
My lord, I can answer this question in this fashion.
Sorry, you're going to have to just speak
I
up.
can answer this question, my lord, in this fashion. There is instruction to say any operational vehicle that is working outside must have a shotgun. Remember, at that time they were dealing with gathering to try to disperse it, but not to go around and shoot people. But each and every vehicle must have a shotgun with rubber bullets.
Umthetho ukade ubekiwe ngelo xesha leCOVID xa imoto kumele ukuthi ubana ibe ne-shotgun abantu abayisikhulu xesha leCOVID kumele ilayishe ama-rubber bullets.
And in terms of this instruction, was there any indication when you could actually shoot? In other words, in what circumstances could you actually use rubber bullets on people?
Look, my lord, if you are a policeman, experienced policeman, you are well trained, you know how to shoot when and how. You don't have sometimes to be given instruction to say, shoot, do what. No, you can shoot at your own. You can see now this is the time to shoot or not. You know how to use a firearm. We're all trained. Use of firearm.
Xa ulipolisi uyazi okokuba uba phantsi kweziphi izizathu zokubana usebenzise i-firearm yakho noma ngabe uyabona yintoni ke ngoku kuyafuneka elo lexesha njengomntu
Colonel, so is it important that a police officer always acts within the law when he uses a firearm?
Yes, it is.
Sorry, what is it?
I'm asking, so a police officer, must he always act within the law when he uses a firearm?
Isn't that, are you suggesting that there's a situation where you've got to act outside the law to...
I just didn't want to sound if I'm leading the witness. I just
No,
wanted to make a
you don't have to
conclusion.
be afraid. If the question is objected to and the objection is valid, then it will be upheld. But
As a court pleases.
that doesn't have to put you into a situation where you don't put a question because you are afraid. How?
No, my lord, not that I'm afraid, my lord.
No,
I'm just
that's fine.
careful.
Yes.
All right. Now, Colonel, before members go on duty, are there any inspection relating to those members? Is there any inspection held of any members before
Hello.
going on duty?
When a member report on duty are going to parade, as a commander, my lord, you inspect the parade.
njengocommander uya-inspecte abantu uya-inspecte
The parade, my lord, you inspect a lot of things like sobriety,
kuparade bajonga into eziningana njengoba
wearing a uniform, well equipped with state properties,
unxibe i-uniform ehambelana ngomthetho ezihambelana nomthetho
and therefore, as a commander, you give directives,
njengocommander yena uzawutsho uba kusetyenzwa njani.
And Colonel, do you know what time accused 2 went on duty?
no.
On that specific day, I'm talking about the 26th of August 2020.
Remember, my lord, on that date, I was asleep.
akazi okokuba uzongena ixesha okuba ngelo langa bafumana
On that date, my lord, I was serving my duty as a station duty officer.
Sorry, sir?
Station duty officer, my lord.
ngelo langa besebenza lo msebenzi
If you say station duty,
Yeah, station.
I know we always refer to a station commander. Is it the same thing or is it different?
Let me explain to you so that you can understand. Maybe I'm using English police. So that my lord can understand. This is the way. When I say station duty officer, my lord, meaning that when anything that is happening within the station, or either crime, rape, whatever what is happening, they will phone me.
uyabona phaya estation xa kungaba nesahlakalo aba yintoni na bekhulukazi mhlawumbe kuyinto ehambelana nokweqa komthetho oye-rape police station kumele aqale
Now, Colonel, what I want to know is if a member goes on duty, he's inspected. Can that member, after inspection, go and book out a firearm?
Yes, you can.
othi ewe uthi uyafika emsebenzini eparadini xa egqiba apho inspection unalo igunya lokubana ahambe ayobhukisha
But what happens to the person that, yes, and what would he have to do if he wants to go and book out a firearm afterwards? Because as you said, he was inspected and so.
Look, my lord, the parade is held somewhere. After,
Where they brace you.
yeah, it's held somewhere. Maybe in the vicinity or in the yard of the police
Yes.
station. After the parade, when I dispersed them, the member can go to CSC, Client Service Center. At the Client Service Center, he will find charge office commander who got the keys. So he or she can book a firearm.
Actually, I want to wasn't the police help parade. Ngoko emva kwexesha xa efuna nombu uzapha i-CSC fanele sergeant uyikhomanda lapha i-CSC ubana nombu.
Now, Colonel, it's common cause that shortly or immediately after the deceased was shot and killed, that accused two climbed out of the vehicle, picked up the deceased, put him back into the state vehicle while he was injured, and rushed to hospital. This procedure followed by accused two, is that correct in terms of your regulations or rules?
The procedure, my lord, is incorrect.
Lokho okwenzile okufana umntwana udutshuliwe thathe ufake evenini edlela.
And why do you say this?
Why I say this, my lord? In the police, it means when we are doing that, after maybe such similar incident occurred, we do this to cordon the scene, call all role players. The reason of cordoning the scene, my lord, is to protect all the truth of the evidence or the exhibit that must be found at the scene. Remember. So if you temper, it's like you are tampering with the scene if you are doing that.
Yabona into kumele ulipolisa kumele uyenze xa kunesehlakalo esifana neso obana uvale indawo njengesitsho ukuthi kwi-condone nendawo leyo uba ungaveli muntu ozo lapho kuleyo ndawo leyo ubize abaphethe abazokwazi ukudosisa leyo ngxaki leyo ngoba xa suthatha lo muntu umsusa umsesibhedlela fana nokuthi udisturba isimo.
Colonel, and the transporting of a injured person or a person that has been shot with a state or police state vehicle, is that correct?
My lord, this is my service I have under my belt. I never see such things.
Now the question is it correct?
In one word, my lord, incorrect.
Akumelanga yenze. Selection evenini.
Okay, and I think it's important for the court to know, why do you say it is incorrect?
Likewise, I say, to me, it seems like we are tampering with the scene. Possible.
Ukubona kwakhe wena temperature nesimo.
Colonel, perhaps I should just change the way that I'm asking the question. What is the normal procedure? If a person is shot and injured at a crime scene, especially where there's police involved, what is the procedure to be followed?
The procedure is, number one, immediately cordon the scene. Because he's shot, he's injured, you can call the ambulance.
Uthi udutshuliwe umuntu ulimele kuvalwa isimo bizwa ne-ambulance.
Yes.
Remember, they say the ambulance must come and give what we call a treatment to the injured person.
I-ambulance imele izonyanga lo muntu ozakele.
Yes. And what other procedures must be followed? Is
After that, call all the role player. If it's due to police action, station commissioner, forensic, IP, those are road players. Duty officer,
uphathi we-state station kumakamela aphezu xa kulipolisa elenze elimaze abantu loyo i-ipid iyabizwa nayo bonke abo bantu abo babiza ngama-roleplayer.
photographer.
And Colonel, from these role players, would that be people at the police station as well or not?
No, it's the other unit. This unit, some of them are in Soweto, the IPD maybe are in Johannesburg. But we got the phones to contact them.
All right, so in other words, you
We got a standby member, each and every role players, they do have.
Roleplayer ahlale khona khona imember ekustanby abaphumi via e-police station apho umuntu esebenza abantu njenge-ipd iphume ejohannesburg abanye bakho ezinye indawo banamafoni bayaxelelwa babeza.
I mean, at that time of the shooting, was there an officer at the police station?
My lord, I was asleep.
But I mean, when you woke up and afterwards you went there, did you find any
Yeah,
officers?
when I find there, I find Lieutenant Colonel Sambo.
Colonel Sambo wayekhona wayegqiba ukuvusa efike e-police station.
And from where the shooting took place to where the police station is, do you know what the distance is approximately?
230 meters
From the Hillbrow
from the
flat,
scene to the station.
220 meters.
230.
Meter now. Josefina, the police station.
And if one had to phone the ambulances, what is the closest place that one would contact in order for the ambulances to be there on time? What is the closest place or ambulance or assistance?
That time, my lord, I think it's only Bara. Remember, we're using fire station. The fire station is closed, my lord. But now it is Bara or Lenment.
But the ambulance, it's a bar, it's a landman.
Sorry, Colonel Chauke, what is the rank of Officer Sambo?
Lieutenant Colonel. LT.
Full
COL.
stop COL.
Yeah,
Thank
Sambo. SAMBO, my lord.
Thank you. Yes, proceed.
Hi, Colonel, and I know you did say this earlier, but I just want to confirm this. So in your 29 years, have you ever seen someone removing an injured, or a police officer removing an injured person with a state vehicle from the crime scene?
No, my lord, no, my lord.
Kule 29 years service yakhe khanga sabone ipolisa ithatha umuntu olinyaziwe faka phakathi kwevan isipolisa.
And how long, are you able to tell the court how long accused 2 had been working at Eldorado Park with you?
But has he not said he knew him for the last 8 years?
He did say that.
That's 8 years.
Yes, I remember he did say that.
8 years. 20, 06, or 30.
And in this 8 years, have you ever seen or heard of accused 2 removing an injured person with a state vehicle from any crime scene?
No, my lord.
Khanga ever wasusa umuntu olimele.
Thank you, my lord. I have no further questions.
Makulukum,
Yes, my lord.
you know, I started earlier here, and it has now become necessary that we take an adjournment and until tomorrow for you to be cross-examined by all the accused or accused counsel.
Yes, my lord.
Good. You haven't as yet
Cross.
started with a cross-examination, and may the accused please rise. This matter stand adjourned until tomorrow morning 9:30 for the commencement of the proceedings, which may be cross-examination or whatever the state want to do. You are all remanded in custody. Sorry.
The bail, my lord.
No, I was busy in that matter. I kept on saying accused number one. Your bail is extended.
My Lord, may I just request that we deal with the issue of the date. That I have a bit of a problem because there was an indication that Lordship might be committed on the 19th, and as a result of that, I allowed myself to be reserved for that day for the Mabato High Court agent application.
Who is the judge there?
I'm not sure which one, but I know there's a Judge Pinar, Judge Landman, there's also Judge
No,
Guti.
then Pinar, I don't know him. And then if it's Judge Landman, then he takes preference. you know. we
She's a
respect-
lady judge though.
Sorry?
She's a female judge. Pinar.
Is it not Judge President Leo?
No, no.
Or
I'm not sure which judge is going to be dealing with that, my lord.
Judge. There's a, you know the magistrate judge here.
Oh, yes.
The sister-in-law is the judge there. Judge.
Judge, yeah.
Yeah. So, but you want on the
That 19th is actually,
yes.
yeah, I allowed myself to be reserved for
No,
that
fine.
because of education.
All what I need to do is that if we can finish this matter, during the term, I will be, greatly impressed.
And just additionally, number 2, my client is supposed to appear in a magistrate court, Poison, on the 21st. He told me that yesterday already.
Okay. Is that the matter going to go on the 21st?
I'm not sure what the sorry, my lord, may I just,
Yes.
apparently it's proceeding, my lord.
But is it not going to spill over into the 22nd? Oh, but on the 20, that is next week, Thursday. On the 20,
19th is Tuesday.
sorry, 19, but the 21st is Thursday.
It's Thursday, yes, my lord.
Yes. Look, well, we will, let's try to accommodate one another if we can.
My lord, I know that the magistrate's court, one can just make some other arrangement. We can just
No,
postpone.
yeah, I
But we'll
know
see
that,
what we can
that's
do.
why I was asking, but if we can, you see, I don't want to lose the whole week.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, I don't want to lose that. If that is so, then I will get my registrar to tell, Judge President of the regional court to tell them that I take preference over that. When it comes to seniority, I'm very, but you don't use security in order to inconvenience people. If we can accommodate one another, let's do it.
My lord, but we need to use as much time as possible because
Or subject to
we'll
that,
never finish on time.
So, I normally work.
I don't think we are going to finish on time.
Yeah, no, look, let me tell you, I normally say, sacrifice myself and work over the even during the recess. So, and then Mr. Chivase.
It's on the 21st, my lord. Western area, but it's just
Sorry?
a postponement. On the 21st at Western Area Court, my lord, there's a postponement there.
Western area, you know who comes from Western area? Judge Shongwe. So you'll be there by 8 o'clock, and then you'll be here by 11:30.
I'll try to be very early there so that I can be able to.
And
mind
then you can
time.
also mark on your brief traveling time.
Indeed, so, my lord.
So you know that even if it's judgy, look, we'll accommodate one another. I don't think here.
I was just going to perhaps suggest, because my client is going on the same 21st to the court, the same 21st that my learned colleague will have a problem, whether we could not consider omitting that date.
Well, let's see. When Monday is what is the date on Monday?
The 18th, my lord.
18th, and let's use the Monday, and then let's try to make the arrangements there.
Yes, the court, please.
But can you please just make sure, and Mr. Barton Horse also make the, when we let's just make those notes so that if the need be, then, okay. So your matter stand adjourned until tomorrow morning 9:30, and as I've indicated, we are going to knock off at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'm only a human being, so this matter stand adjourned and your bail is extended. Is that your own mistake?
My lord. My lord, I've never seen a judge at work through lunchtime.
You know,
I must and through tea time, my lord.
you know, as I've said, I don't subscribe to that. We've got to start at 9:30. Maybe because I'm old.
My lord, that's what I'm saying. My lord's the only judge that does it. It's just I've never seen.
No, the thing is, if I start with the matter, I need to be finished. I mean, I've just committed myself that I'm going to give the judgment in another matter on the 22nd. The court adjourns.
All right.
That's okay. Which is how much?